Welcome to episode 1 of module 1, Cells as the Basis of Life. We'll be looking at inquiry question 1, what distinguishes one cell from another. Our syllabus reference for this video, we will look at different cellular structures, including prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, look at a range of technologies that help to determine cell structure and function, and compare and contrast different cell organelles and their arrangement. Our learning intentions for this video, we will compare prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, compare the organelles present in plant and animal cells, and describe technologies used to identify cell structure and function. So let's first look at prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells.
The phylogenetic tree of life is a diagram that illustrates the evolutionary relationships among all living organisms on Earth. It represents the branching pattern of evolutionary divergence from a common ancestor to the diversity of life forms seen today. At its broadest, the tree of life typically divides into three main domains: bacteria, archaea, and eukarya, or eukaryotes. Within each domain, the tree further branches into kingdoms, phyla, classes, order, families, genus, and species. Prokaryotic cells are the simplest type of cells that make up unicellular organisms like bacteria and archaea. Their genetic material, typically a single circular chromosome, floats freely in the cell's cytoplasm. Prokaryotic cells are characterized by their small size, typically ranging from 0.1 to 5 micrometers in diameter. They have a cell wall made of peptidoglycan, which provides structural support and protection. Additionally, prokaryotic cells often have flagella or pili for movement and adhesion. These cells carry out essential functions such as metabolism, reproduction, and respond to stimuli.
Eukaryotic cells, on the other hand, are more complex and are found in plants, animals, fungi, and protists. They contain membrane-bound organelles such as the nucleus, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, and vacuoles. Different organelles in eukaryotic cells are responsible for carrying out specialized functions that are important for cellular function. For example, the nucleus is the control center of the cell, and the mitochondria carries out cellular respiration. Cells are much larger than prokaryotic, anywhere between 10 to 100 micrometers in diameter. Let's look further into eukaryotic cells by looking at animal and plant cells in more detail. As mentioned, plant and animal cells are types of eukaryotic cells. Organelles are the specific structures within the cells that carry out the specialized functions. Think of organelles as the organs of the cell. Both plant and animal cells have similar organelles that carry out the same functions. For example, both contain a nucleus, which is involved in storing the cell's genetic information. This is DNA, but also coordinates and controls cellular activities. Think of it as the brain of the cell. Other similar organelles include the mitochondria, ribosomes, cellular membrane, endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi body or Golgi apparatus. Plant cells, however, have a few differences in their cellular structure than animals. For example, plant cells have a cell wall, which is important for maintaining the cell structure and protection. They also contain chloroplasts that have the green pigment chlorophyll that is involved in photosynthesis, the process of converting light to chemical energy, and have much larger vacuoles that store water, ions, nutrients, and waste products. The vacuole also helps with maintaining structure. Understanding the function of organelles in plants and animals is essential in understanding how cells can carry out important cellular processes, such as the movement of nutrient and waste products. Our knowledge of the structure and function of cells has come from the development of technologies such as the light and electron microscope. Let's look at these in a little bit more detail. The light microscope is probably the most familiar piece of equipment that you think of when studying biology. The first light or compound microscope was developed by Hans Jensen and his son, Zacharias Jensen, in the late 16th century. The light microscope, as its name suggests, relies on a light source to illuminate a specimen being observed. Objective lenses are used to magnify the image, while the focus knob is used to improve resolution. The other type of microscope is the electron microscope. It's far more advanced than the light. Unlike the light, it does not rely on a light source, rather than beams of electrons. Images produced are highly advanced compared to light. There are two main types: scanning electron microscope, the SEM, which uses zigzag or raster patterns to scan a specimen and produce a 3D image, and the transmitting electron microscope, the TEM, works by the transmitting electrons interacting with the specimen by scattering, absorbing, or deflecting within the specimen. And that is the end of episode 1. Thank you for watching.